Okay, Darren, so another new Republic of Ireland manager. You've been with him a couple of days now. Just tell us what he's told you and what's training been like, such that you've done.
Well, we had our first session this morning. We had a meeting yesterday. And again, he just went through what obviously he expects of us, what he wants from us, his ideas and his philosophy of the game. Obviously, we'd like probably a little bit longer before going into the game, but we haven't got that luxury, so we'll take in as much information as we can over the next couple of sessions. From today and tomorrow before the game.
And what would you say, in essence, was his philosophy, if you could sort of distill it down?
Putting it simply, probably wants to be a possession-based team. Wants us to show off probably more of our talent and ability. Be brave on the ball. So, yeah, probably just be more of a possession-based team.
And is that going to affect you as a goalkeeper? Are you expecting to have a lot more touches maybe in goal for Ireland?
Hopefully not. But it'll probably be a bit more building out from the back. I think he just wants to be a bit probably more creative and use the players that we have in positions that he sees fit for them to perform best in.
And is that something you're comfortable with? You've worked with a variety of managers. I presume some have wanted you to get rid of it fairly quickly. Others have wanted you to play it to the centre half or the fullback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm comfortable. I know it makes no difference. Makes no difference to me. At the end of the day, I just want to play and perform well and achieve things. And if that means us qualifying and topping the nations group through playing out from the back, then so be it. I'll do it. I'll do what I have to do.
And the way things have worked out, might it be a positive that the Slovakia game comes next month, so you will at least have two games under Stephen, as important as they are, to prepare for what is probably the biggest game of recent times?
Yeah. These two are obviously important games, but as you said, it gives us two games under our belts before the qualifier against Slovakia, which obviously, as you said, is a huge game. But also we want good performances and ideally two wins as well to breed even more confidence going into the Slovakia game. So it'd be nice to get off to 2 wins out of 2 under the new regime.
That's great, Darren. Thanks very much. I'll mute myself, and it's now Tony.
Yeah. Hi, Darren. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good stuff. A lot has changed in terms of the management, obviously, but you still have Alan Kelly there as goalkeeping coach. How important is that for you?
Yeah, good to still have Kells around. Obviously worked with him before in the past when Trapattoni was a manager. So it's good that he's still here. And again, we get just to continue on that the relationship that we have.
And how much did the players know about Stephen Kenny's achievements with Dundalk over the last number of years beforehand?
I think everyone's well aware, even when we were in different camps before. You'd hear stuff, see stuff, read stuff. So everybody's fully aware of everything he achieved with Dundalk, and everyone's just excited to get everything started really, and start working with him.
You mentioned in looking at your stats as a back five, if you like, you've been very impressive, and it almost looks like people being fit and well that it'll be the same back four as often as possible, perhaps.
I don't know. I can't give you that information, but if we perform well in the past, that'll probably be the case going forward. As you said, we've been very, very strong defensively, so that's obviously one positive. And I know the manager's keen to work on, kind of different attacking options and possibilities. Wants to create more chances. So that'll be, I think, one area that he's looking to work on.
Well, you have potentially 8 games between now and Christmas. Matt Doherty, of course, with a big move yesterday, only confirmed. How important can he be to Ireland in this campaign?
I think you've seen over various campaigns, certain different players have different moments in through different campaigns, and Matt's in unbelievable form at the minute. He's obviously on the high after getting his move. So I said with the 8 games possibly coming up, he could be very important. But again, only time will tell as we get through the games.
From your own point of view, you had your transfer back to West Ham not so long ago. How soon are you going to get the number 1 jersey back?
I'd like to tell you I already have it, but I can't do that. So I don't know. Again, I'll keep fighting away, and we'll see what happens. That's all I can do. I've done it before, and so I'm not used to the role or used to having to fight. So I'll continue to do so until I get my chance again.
If you're not playing regularly, though, do you think it might affect your international chances?
I'm not too sure. That's well, if you're asking me, I'd like to say no, but again, that's a question for the man who picks a team.
There's a lot of young goalkeeping talent coming up, though, isn't there?
Yeah, there's lots, which is good to see. There's going to be lots of competition in the years to come. Having so many young talented goalkeepers out there, which is only going to be a good thing for the national side. So I suppose back to what you asked me, just everyone needs to start kind of getting out there playing games.
And finally, for me, this whole COVID situation, you guys are in a bubble. This is a very strange situation for all of us. How have you been coping so far since you come over?
Been coping fine. It's quite similar to probably what we've all been doing at club level. So we're all kind of used to it. Although it being the first, obviously, international camp we've had. But again, nothing's really changed. The same hygiene advice we've been given. Wearing the masks, and yeah, just genuine hygiene, and we have different apps, and we get a temperature taken, all that kind of stuff. So everybody's on top of everything.
Okay, thanks very much, Darren. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Hey, Darren, Nathan here. If you can hear me,
I can hear you. Yeah.
Just on the club game at the moment, then it's quite a while since you played a competitive match. I don't know if you've gone this long without competitive games before. Do you feel fully sharp, or would you prefer to have a bit more game time behind you coming into camp?
No, I feel fully sharp. Had a few games. Obviously, we were in our pre-season, so I've had a couple of games before coming into this camp. So, be no different, I suppose, to anyone else who had some time off, and then had a few pre-season games coming into the 2 Nations League games.
Can you talk to us a little bit about last night and the meeting and the dinner? Obviously, there's a lot of new caps in the squad. Was there an initiation? Were some of the players having to sing songs? Did the management have to get up and all make speeches? Can you talk us through a little bit of it?
No, there was no initiation songs last night. No singing or dancing from anybody. Yesterday was more of an introduction day. As you said, there's lots of new faces, player-wise and obviously staff-wise. So yeah, it was just kind of getting to know everybody. Again, getting to know who does what job. And then, as I said earlier, the meeting with the manager, about what he obviously expects and what he believes we can achieve as a group, and the belief that he actually has in us in what we can do going forward.
We only saw about the first 15 minutes of training today. In terms of who does what, who was leading the session with Stephen Kenny, Keith Andrews, Damien Duff? How did it work out between the three of them?
I would say Stephen took most of it, but then you have Keith and Duffer that both had their own say at different parts of the training session. So they very much all work together and give their points of view on or their views on what they're trying to coach. So all of them seem to be quite hands on.
There's obviously a lot of conversation around sport at the moment around the Black Lives Matter movement. And I just want to ask you about some comments from Cyrus Christie recently. He talked about his experience with Ireland, and it was quite shocking when he spoke about being asked to sign autographs after a training session and being racially abused by a young kid, and then another incident that ended up being reported to the guards and nothing happened. I know you've spoken previously about growing up as a kid in Ireland, but when you've been within the Ireland camp, have you ever had any of those similar experiences to Cyrus Christie?
With
regards to racism
in the team,
from Irish, not within the team, but from within. He was talking about supporters, and also how some of the English lads, the black English lads, that Irish supporters looked at them differently, that almost they weren't really Irish.
I've never had any kind of training ground experiences like Cyrus had mentioned. Again, I can only speak on my experiences from when I was younger, growing up. Again, I'm not black and English. I'm black and Irish. So I haven't. Again, I can't say I've received or heard anything from any of the fans while I'm playing.
What did you make of how English football responded and taking the knee before the matches? There was obviously a lot of discussion around that time as to how Premier League players should react and what the appropriate thing to do was. And we've obviously seen it escalate as well in American sport over the last week or so. Have you any thoughts on what's been happening?
It's a situation that's obviously not going to go away anytime soon because, once the whole George Floyd incident happened, there's been several instances afterwards. So therefore the message still hasn't sunk in and hasn't been, people haven't been probably educated on it properly, and I'm fully behind every athlete that wants to act and get behind the movement. Obviously, so I've seen a lot of stuff that's been going on in America. So I totally understand, why they're doing what they're doing, because as much as you can talk about racism, in the past, one incident would come up and then a few days later it seemed to go away, and then another couple of months would go by and something else would happen again, and then that would go away. So I think now is the time for that message to stick around and actually try and make a change and actually, get something done about it.
Did you ever see a scenario in the Premier League or in international football where players consider boycotting games to make that point, to keep getting that message across?
I've never been involved in a game, but I've definitely been around and involved in conversations that if something were to happen, that would be the case.
Thanks, Darren.
No problem.
So Bernard, to ask?
Darren, how are things? It's Bernard here in Virgin Media. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, because of apologies, there's building work here, so I'll mute myself every time I ask a question. Just at the start, Darren, you described Stephen, has this philosophy, obviously, of playing football out from the back. Players wanting players to show off their talent. In many ways, that sounds like the perfect manager for a player to play under, does it?
It sounds like the perfect manager, and I think obviously by me saying, we're going to play it from the back, I think you or some of your colleagues or the public may think we're going to start playing like Barcelona and Man City. We want to play but we're not going to be taking stupid risks. The international football with, stuff to play for. So, yes, we want to be a possession-based team, and we're going to try different things, but it won't be anything ridiculous. So, but it'll be probably a slight change in probably what people are used to seeing.
Speaking to Stephen last week, he was quite strong on the fact that he didn't agree with, I suppose, previous comments that we hadn't got the players to play this particular style of football. Do you feel that the time is right now for Ireland to adapt this approach and actually back the players and, like you said, trust the players to make this what is a big shift in the way we're hopefully going to go about things?
Yeah, that was one of the things the manager said yesterday. He's sick of hearing certain comments and sometimes a negative approach that we kind of take towards football or towards games against certain opposition. Like I said, he wants us to have more belief in ourselves. He's obviously going to try and play to our strengths, and he feels like he's got the different formations and the personnel to do so. As I said earlier, it's just a shame we haven't got maybe a little bit longer of a training camp to really go over things. The games come quick and fast. So, but we definitely know what he wants from us and what he expects. So, as we always try to do, we're going to go out and give it our best.
Is that something that's frustrated you, and I suppose the players in the past, comments like that about Ireland not having the players to get it down a little bit more and play that possession-based game?
Honestly, can't tell you I paid too much attention to it. I think it gets spoken about enough. You kind of just become numb to it. I've been involved in some great matches and moments in my time here, and in the good moments, you don't hear any of the negative talk. It's just all celebration and praise and everything else. And then, such is life when things aren't going so well. That's when you hear everybody's opinion. But they're people's opinions. We're the players. We go out on the pitch. We're the ones that are out there trying to try and change, how we play, how the manager wants to play, and use the most of the ability, or get the most out of the ability from of the players that we have.
Is that something you enjoy doing? I know you touched on it earlier on. It's not for every goalkeeper trying to play it out a bit more from the back. Is that something you're comfortable with?
I mean, it's seems to be part of the modern game. Again, it's something that you end up working on in training. But again, I wouldn't say we're West Ham one of the teams that play out from the back religiously on a week-to-week basis. But it certainly wouldn't make me uncomfortable now.
Another thing Stephen kind of touched on last week, he wasn't shying away from talking about Euro 2020. I suppose an awful lot of managers would just say it's all about these two games. He has mentioned Euro 2020. He also made an interesting comment where he said an awful lot of players in the squad are going to be in their prime when that tournament comes around. And he mentioned you don't want to miss out on this. There could be reunions about this in 30 years' time if we qualify and people reminisce forever. Is that something that drives you on?
It does. As well, because I've been involved in a big championship before, so it's an experience that I want to have again. And also the fact that we qualify for a major tournament and have two of the games in Dublin. That in itself is going to be massive. And again, to make yourself part of history, sport and history, Irish history. Not many people get that chance, and we will have that chance. So I'll be lying if I said that it's not in the back of people's minds. Obviously, the manager's come out and said it, but we will need to do obviously everything that he says, and we'll need to do everything spot on to make those thoughts and dreams and make them a reality.